अब ये क्या स्टार्ट हुआ? यहाँ पे 6 सेकंड हो गया है। एक्सीलेंट कनेक्शन दिखा रहा है। ये पता नहीं क्या है, ये क्या kbps ड्रॉप फ्रेम CPU 60 फ्रेम्स 60 fps और 30 fps में क्या होता है? तो हाय लाइव। अब इसमें क्या है? ट्विटर फीड है। ये मेरा ट्विटर फीड है। एवरेज व्यू ड्यूरेशन, स्ट्रीम हेल्थ इज एक्सीलेंट। इसमें कुछ देखने को नहीं है यहाँ पे। स्ट्रीम हेल्थ इज एक्सीलेंट, chat rate viewers 0, stream is healthy, concurrent viewers concurrent viewers तो देखते हैं इसमें क्या हो रहा है। ये ट्विटर फीड है। लेट्स गो टू होम। आइए अंबानी भाई साहब क्या कर रहे हैं। नहीं, रोहित शर्मा अंबानी जैसा लगा। वसील बोनस क्या है ये? फर्स्ट ईयर, सेकेंड ईयर, थर्ड ईयर ऑफ कॉलेज। स्मार्ट होता गया। थैंक यू मुंबई क्वालिफायर्स बाउंड। Everyone who is supporting the arrogant SBI employee, what would you do when you cannot withdraw money from your own account because you cannot understand the bank's language? Your answer is precisely what the arrogant SBI manager should have done. Well, the problem here is not the language. They were fighting over language. There was another SBI employee right next to the manager who was a local, and he could have communicated in Kannada. They look, when people want to fight, they want to fight. They just fight. They don't care about anything else. Do RCB players know Kannada? No. Virat Kohli is their star player. He is North Indian, and he is not even East Indian, West Indian, Central Indian. He is not North Indian. He comes from Delhi. He's a Punjabi. Now they don't have any problem with Virat Kohli not knowing Kannada. Chennai people, Tamil people doesn't have any problem with MS Dhoni not knowing Tamil, and yet for very small things they will fight over language just for political reasons. There's no other reason for that. And you know the worst part, it's only the poor and middle class who will fight over these things. You will never see rich people fighting. They will figure out a way to communicate among themselves. Nobody will harass cricketers for not knowing even a few words of the language. Nobody will ask them to leave the league, but sure torture bank employees and vegetable vendors for not knowing the language. Exactly, because they are poor. They do not have any power. Money brings power, fame brings power. When you have money and when you have fame, you can reach out to politicians, and not even politicians. There will be many people in between them where whom you can reach out to, and they will help you to solve the problem. But for poor people, they have no respite. See, if you look at any big cities of the world, all big cities are multicultural. You cannot have a single spoken language in any big city. Even if you go to Tokyo, they would be very fluent in English. Similarly, if you go to cities like New York or forget English speaking countries, even if you go to cities like Paris or uh, uh, Frankfurt in Germany, you would be using English because English is the medium of communication. Even in Bangalore, English is very, very prevalent, but not everyone is comfortable in English. First of all, the biggest worry is, do the other person, when I go to the any stores or any shop, I will normally start speaking in English, but my worry is, does the other person understand English as fluently? Because let's be fair, in our country we are not very fluent in English. Only some of us get to be very fluent due to our education or due to our work, but a lot of people, most of the people are not very, very uh, fluent in English. People normally understand English very well, but when it's come to talking in English, when it's come to speaking English, they would be worried because their brain is not wired in that way. They have never really spoken English, and so words will get jungled up and they will lose confidence. Now, Hindi is a language. Look, in both in Bangalore and Chennai, more so in Bangalore, people from all over India comes and work in IT industry, right? So even Punjabis are speaking Hindi. Punjabis will be speaking in Punjabi to other Punjabis. Gujarati will be speaking in Gujarati to other Gujarati. Bengalis will be speaking in Bengali with other Bengalis. I've seen that in my office. But when it comes to communicating with people of other states, they would normally use Hindi and English. So I think this is more just a political tool than the real problem for South Indians. How do you stop BJP from expanding in South India? Well, the biggest thing to show is BJP is a party of North Indians, and you have to differentiate the South Indians from the North Indians, and language is the tool for that. India 10-year bond yield at 6.2%, US 4.6%, gap of 1.6% is probably lowest I recollect. Yeah, this gap should be around India's inflation. Will we one day see Indian yields lower than US? Depends mainly on relative inflation, risk premium, trust, and liquidity for global and domestic investors in these two countries. So, higher bond yields means the trust is being eroded in that country. So, if Indian yields go lower, Indian yields cannot go lower than US. That would probably be an arbitrage situation. Yields being lower means the bond price is higher. Yields being higher means the bond, if when the yields are higher, if you buy the bonds, and when yields go lower, the price is inversely related. It will go up, so you can make a lot of money. Here do I think, uh, can the Indian yields rise? Indian yields rising will mean bonds prices going down, so we shouldn't buy bonds. Conversely, on the US side, we think, if we think the yields will go lower from 4.6, it will go towards, let's say, 4.2, then 3.8, 3.4, 2%. That means the bond prices will rise, and then it's a good opportunity to buy. But the problem right now is US economy has a lot of debt, and they have a spending problem. They spend like anything. They spend more than they what they earn. Look, America is not what it was 50 years ago. It doesn't manufacture anything now. It is mostly a service-based economy. But when in peacetime it will work, but in war times, whoever has the manufacturing capability will rule the world. And the worrisome thing for US is, it's not only that China manufactures everything, but US doesn't provide any service to China as well. All of the services in China are their domestic affairs. They have their own IT industry which is not related to American or Indian IT industry in any way. So you really have no leverage over them on the Chinese. Santner bowled a side no ball in which Vipraj got out, but umpire didn't bother to check. Yeah, is it? I saw that live as well, but is it something to do with when the ball leaves the hand, or is it the first touch at the ground and then you can go over? There's added context. They thought people might want to know. MC, okay. This is a fair delivery. MCC law 21.5.2 states the bowler's front foot must land with some part of the foot, whether grounded or raised, and on the same side of the return crease and behind the popping crease. Front foot is allowed to touch the return crease while the back foot is not. Okay, which is his front foot? This is his front foot. This is his back foot because he turns at the point of delivery. The front foot can cross over the line, but the back foot cannot cross the return crease. Let's check this. Santner bowled a side no ball. What is the rule of side no ball? The term side no ball likely refers, I don't want to read everything again. Side no ball is for back foot, not front foot. Okay, that is good to know. Understand the rules before claiming it was fixed. Not only once this, there are also a proof am I paid umpire. Yeah, this is really bad. This is from a final, I think. It was the last ball of the final or something like that from the last over, where they later realized it was a no ball, but since the players were already celebrating, they didn't give it a no ball, which made no sense. If you have realized it's a no ball, then give a no ball, and maybe who knows, RCB would have won that match. I think it was a playoff or some knockout match or something like that. That I don't know about these. I haven't seen. This is Mitchell Stark. He's playing for Delhi, so I don't know why this is here. Like, was it given a no ball or not given? This looks like Vignesh Puttur. If you are supporting Mumbai, you will say all the decisions are right. If you are supporting Chennai or CSK or RCB or Delhi or whatever teams, you will say Mumbai is cheating. Sometimes what is truth and uh, what is the opposite of truth? False. What is right and what is wrong depends on which side you are on. समवन प्लीज टेल मी इट्स एडिटेड क्योंकि मैं चीटर एमआई को गाली दे दे के थक चुकी हूँ मुंबई के मैच हो और आज चीटिंग ना हो ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता साइड नो बॉल इज फॉर बैक फुट नॉट फ्रंट फुट ठीक है सब सेम ही है तू निगेटिव ही सोचो isn't it after the ball is released at the time of release of the ball is his back foot was within the crease send screenshot of the back foot at release point ये मुझे पता ही नहीं चला people making their own fun. What a heat map. Okay, maybe this is got to do something with the stocks. All of the other companies were in red and Google was in green. Stocks go up and down every day. There's nothing to get excited about that. Right now, Republicans in Congress are trying to push through a bill that would put millions of Americans at risk of losing their health care. They want to cut federal funding for Medicaid, take away tax credits that help more people afford coverage, and raise costs for working. America is going towards the path of socialism. It's beyond saving. I read something about it that it's not the countries which are socialist and capitalist. These things go in cycle. Once you are deeply socialist and things go bad, people want to turn towards free market and capitalism and something like that we see in India nowadays. The people don't want socialism and communism. Same thing you will see in places like Russia, China, I guess. But when you look at the developed countries which has used capitalism to get rich and all of the people have got rich, and now the things have gone so bad simply due to uh, unlimited money printing that people want to turn to socialism because they think with socialism they will get everything for free. Someone else will pay for it. But the problem with socialism is ultimately you will run out of other people's money. That always happens. Either you are a socialist or capitalist, only the smart ones will get rich in the country using the system. Systems are just tools. Smart ones figure out the system and use the tools available to them to get rich, and rest of the people just live like sheeps. भेड़ चाल में रहते हैं.
Part of what would have been the five-test series against England. What will India miss in him?
I think what India will miss will be his fighting spirit out in the game, his competitiveness, desire to win. Yeah, probably he's made number 18 his, hasn't he? So it'd be a bit weird not seeing number 18 out on the back of anyone, of any Indian shirt. I did text him saying it's going to be been a lot of.
Where do you think he ranks in terms of the best players you've ever played with or against on the field?
Yeah, definitely he's up there. White ball format especially. Just that cover drive will be the one.
Uh, a man loved his wife so much he didn't want her to undergo labor pain. He therefore prayed to Lord sincerely. Lord appeared before him and offered him a boon. The husband asked, "O merciful Lord, from now on, please ensure that the person responsible for the woman's pregnancy should get her labor pain." Lord granted the boon. During labor of his wife, he was eagerly waiting to undergo labor pain, but there was none. Suddenly, his neighbor starts crying out in pain. Similarly, when India attacks the terrorist heavens deep inside Pakistan, everyone expected Pakistan to cry out in pain, but surprisingly, it's the INC India is talking about the Congress party that is crying out in deep pain. What does that mean? Amount of money made by importers. Importers of what? क्या देखे और अब क्या फायदा, अब ही जाएगा। Oh, how do these people don't fear the height? If you fall, you are dead. There's no coming back, and even your body will not be found. My husband saw three guys playing cricket in the park. They were total strangers, yet he went to them and asked if he could join. They said yes, and now they are playing like they know each other from long time. Why is it so simple for men? Let's see this. Let's see the comments. Don't other women welcome you into their kitchen? Men can be simple and yet can be complex at times. We men are so simple. Your husband's cricket moment is textbook male behavior, minimal talk, immediate action, instant team. It's not a men thing, it's cricket thing. No, I think it it's not only a cricket thing, it can go to other fields as well. Because men don't need names, backstories, or even full teams. Just a ball, a bat, and one guy to say bowling या batting. Well, there was active war going on 10 days back. One box in the brain was war, and the other was cricket.
சார் நான் சொல்றேன் சார் எங்களுக்கு பெங்களூர் எங்க இருக்குன்னே தெரியாது சார் இவன்
Okay, it's been about 25 minutes. Whoa, whoa.